And now, I'll do a song about which combines the ballad tradition with the movie tradition of America. Maybe America's folk music is movies, and certainly one of the movies folk legends, if you don't mind that word too much, is James Dean, who left his last sight of the world was California, and so I went to visit the farm in which he was raised in Indiana, and talked to the hired man that helped raise him, and he told me what he was like when he was a boy. So he didn't care for him too much, but I wrote the song about him. He called him Jim Dean, like one word, Jim Dean of Indiana. He was on an Indiana farm in the middle of the country, growing in the fields of grain, Jim Dean of Indiana. His mother died when he was a boy. His father was a stranger, and Marcus Winslow took him in. Nobody seemed to want him. The hired man sang like a storm. Sometimes he would beat him, 'cause he would never do the chores. He was lost in dreaming, and he never seemed to find a place with the flatlands and the farmers. So he had to leave one day, he said, to be an actor. And once he come back to the farm with starlets from the stages, they locked themselves inside his room. The people turned their faces, neighbor run from the movie house. Chickens, they were scattered. He swore he saw upon the screen Jim Dean of Indiana. And he played a boy without a home, torn with no tomorrow, reaching out to touch someone, a stranger in the shadow. The Winslows left for the movie town. They drove across the country. They hoped that he would stay around, and they hoped that he would be friendly. Talked to them for half of an hour, but he was raised for racing. He left for the Grapevine Road. They left for Indiana. Then Marcus heard on the radio that a movie star was dying. He turned the tuner way down low, so Hortense could go on sleeping. It was not until they reached the farm where the hired man was waiting. The wind was sighing through the grain. It was just like they had told him. They buried Jim just down the road, a mile farmhouse, and that is where I placed a flower for Jim Dean of Indiana. The true story of Jim Dean. I guess that's all, folks.